All right, so this summer we obviously had to move a lot of stuff around. A lot of it was to accommodate the new women's bathroom that we did. And so we had to remake our resi section, and we made a classic resi section right in the center. And encompassing that is the green trail and a few options that we have coming off of the green trail now. And then one of the other things that we've done is made the exit for this a whole lot more fun. Pretty much you come up the old step-up line, and when you want to hop off the green trail or make a second lap of it, you go up the roller there, swoop down this, and then come right around this berm, and then you have an option to go back to the lounge, or you can hit the green trail again. And another cool part about all of the rascal type features that we do in the park is the wood is 100% recycled from old projects. So we have almost zero waste when it comes to 2x4s in the park because I'm constantly reusing this stuff. And we kept the green trail zipping right behind the vert wall just like it did before, same footprint and everything. We just added another wall ride onto this, but it's a really fun little chunk of the green trail because it feels like you're blasting right through a cave because you got the catwalk overhead and just come right into a tight quarter, and then it blends everything back together with the rest of the green trail. Few options that we have coming off of the green trail now. One of them being this line that I'm on now that goes over a couple of rollers here, and it goes and sweeps right down into this banana hammock and then ties right back into the old bridge. It's a fun little addition to the loop, which the loop is now 1/10 of a mile longer because of additions like this. So this ramp here, it was very unique and kind of a challenge to figure out, but pretty much once I got my radiuses figured, I was able to just bring it down. I built the bridge points out, and then I built the center of this and then just made the contact points and ran everything. Everything worked out pretty well. One of my favorite pieces about this entire build is this particular board right here, because marked on the lumbar it says January 11th, 2006, reused July 8th, 2013, and then reused August 6th, 2023. So that board has been with us since the beginning almost. It's just fun to reuse all this stuff. So one of the things you might not notice is this climb, but this thing actually took a ton of work to move. We might have featured that in another video, but basically we had to shift this entire thing over to fit the vert wall into where it is. But the catwalk is still here, and it still brings you down in the same spot, but we were able to relocate this and repurpose this to keep this trail open. So with the resi section, we had to move all of this stuff over here, and we wanted to keep a lot of the core elements and then maybe bring back some of the classic things that we used to have in the old resi section. So we brought back the sub rail, we brought back the spocks, we made the foam pit bigger and better. This whole quarter pipe is brand new, solid, smooth. And the resi box is actually wider, so you have a safer opportunity to learn some tricks. So with the lip of the box jump here, we made the gap, it's just a little bit shorter than it was before. Built the lip in a similar style to the lip that we put at the brew house. We brought back the spocks because I didn't have enough room for a full-length box jump here like we had in the old section. And I always thought that the spocks that we had back in the day was awesome, so we built something really similar to that. And the vert wall here turned out pretty awesome. It's actually a 6-inch looser transition than the last vert wall that we had, and people have been taking this thing to the moon. It's awesome seeing guys popping out of that. If you want to hit the foam pit, you can just pedal a real wide carve on this and head straight toward the box lip. And yeah, it's just, this vert wall turned out sweet. It's a big monolithic piece, and it doesn't have like a split in the middle like it used to. And that wraps up pretty much everything that we've done in this room this summer. Really looking forward to you guys riding it this winter. Please let us know what you think.
Okay, hey, I'm Bill over here at Ray's, and today we're going to show you how to install a chain on a BMX bike. All right, so the first thing we want to do is make sure we get the chain that's going to work for the drivetrain. On this BMX bike, we need to have a chain that's 1/8 inch wide. There's two widths of chains, basically, 1/8 and 3/32. 3/32 is for multi-speed bikes usually. 1/8 inch chain, BMX bikes, single speeds, cruisers, stuff like that. All right, so we've got a chain here we're going to use. Pretty basic stuff here. What we want to do is lay the chain over the sprockets. And then on the bottom, we want to kind of bring them together and see that. Let me also show this real quick because it's kind of a pertinent thing. The chains have inner and outer links if you look at it. This is an inner link. This one goes on the outside of it. So there are inner and outer links. We want the master link is an outer link. So we need to shorten the chain to where there are two inner links facing each other. And then the master link will connect it. So we're going to try to kind of overlap this guy and see where we're at. How far away are we? Ooh, we're really close right there. This is an outer link, so we want this inner link to line up with that hole. It's a little far away, but it's really close. I believe if we get loosen these nuts here, we can slide the wheel forward and we'll have enough space to use that. So, I'm going to use the 4-way lug wrench and break her loose. Push the chain forward a bit, the rear end forward a bit, and let's see where we go here. I think we're going to have just about enough room there, so I'm going to cut the chain right here because this piece here is going to go away and the master link is going to jump right in there. So that's where the chain tool must do its magic. So the chain tool just has a threaded rod and it just kind of drives the pin out. You have to get it to lay down flat in there so it'll line up right. And I may find that the tool I've selected and the chain that I have here don't play nice, in which case we've got another tool we're going to have to use. Let's see if we can make this fly. There we go. All right, so I'll just push this guy pretty much all the way through. Get that out of the way. Now we've got a couple master links that came in the package. This was a mission chain. We sell these here at Ray's at $16.99 a piece. It's an economical chain, but it's a good tough chain that you can abuse for a while and don't have to worry too much about it. It'll serve you well. All right, so we got the package open. Normally I need a pair of pliers at this point. A pair of needle nose is really helpful, so I grab a pair of needle nose. Now we go in the back side of the chain and slide the pin through one of the holes here. Then I grab the chain. Make sure it's wrapping around the sprockets and not riding on top of one to get all of the length we can get, and then slip it together. Boom, nice. Now the master link has a plate, and then a little clip type pin, clip thingy here that we snapped on here. So we slip that in place like so. And then we want to get a hold of it here. Pop it in place. That's all there is to that part of it. Right? Easy peasy. Now I want to grab the old 4-way lug and we're going to pull backwards and we're going to snug down the nuts here. I got to see which one of these it is. I think it's a 17. Here we go. So I'm pulling back on the wheel and that way I'm putting tension on the chain to get it tight. We want the chain pretty tight. And we also want the wheel to be straight. So you got to look at the clearance in the frame. on the top. We got lots of room over here, so we're rubbing over there. So I've tightened this down a little bit, just enough to kind of hold it still. And what we want to do is move the wheel over and then snug that side down. So I'm using my hand here against the frame, actually. Find a place where you can push against it. Try to snug it down. Now these tires are really tight. There's not a whole lot of room here to get it right. So that's it. It's very close. Chain tension is really important. You don't want it too tight so it's binding when you're pedaling. You also don't want it so loose that there's a whole lot of play in it. There will be a little slop in it in a certain spot, and then there'll be a little spot where it's tight. It's because the sprockets on these guys are not always perfectly round and concentric. So there's that little slight imperfection that makes it a little slack and a little tight. You want to get it so it's tight, and in its tightest spot, it's tight without really being forcing it, but you can feel that it's nice and snug. And at the other end of the spectrum, there will be a spot where it does have a little sag in the chain. That's fine, maybe a ½ inch of sag. That's a pretty good guideline. Okay, so I'm just at the point now where we're gonna fool around with it just a tad, and just to get that wheel lined up straight with the frame. It's pretty close. Let's see, how much should I try to tighten that side and pull it back anymore? Maybe a tad. So we're gonna pull back the drive side a little now. This side we tightened down too. So I'm gonna back this off. I'm gonna get my hand in between the tire and the frame here. And it's gonna push it over, and that will push the axle back and tighten the chain. And that's about that. Get it good and tight. Oops, guess what I just did? I loosened it. And I lost my setting. There it goes. Let's regrade it, get a little more. All right. We've got everything set up to where it's tight. There's not a lot of looseness. And you know, at a certain spot, it's nice and snug. I'd say that was a pretty successful operation. All right, well, stay tuned. Maybe we'll show you some more tips and tricks along the way as time goes on. Thanks for watching.
Hey folks, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.